Hello and welcome to the City of Sydney's Summer Round Business Sector Support Grant webinar presentation. My name is Angeline and I work for the City of Sydney in the grants team. I would firstly like to acknowledge the Gadigal people of the Eora Nation, the traditional owners of the land that I'm working on today, and I pay my respect to the elders both past and present. I hope you will all take a moment to acknowledge the traditional owners of wherever it is you are today. The timing for the Business Sector Support Grant are as follows. They are currently open and closes at 5 p.m. sharp on Tuesday 11th of March 2025. Projects can start from 1st of July 2025 until 30th of June 2026. The Business Sector Support Grant is open just once a year, that is, at our summer round. This grant program supports projects delivered by the local business chambers, industry associations, and other organizations that grow the skills and capacity of local businesses, connect businesses to networking opportunities, advocate on key issues on behalf of local businesses, and promote local presence. To be eligible, you must operate within the City of Sydney's local area or demonstrate significant benefits for our residents, workers, businesses, or visitors. These organizations can apply. Eligible not-for-profit organizations and incorporated associations. If you need any help interpreting this list, please contact the grants team. Cash funding from $10,000 to $50,000 is available per project. Remember, the city's grant programs are highly competitive, and last year we received 28 applications with only 19 funded through this program. You can apply for up to 3 years of funding, and you can also apply for venue in kind in the form of venue hire and street banner pole hire. In the application form, you will be asked about how your project aligns with at least one of these funding priorities listed on the slide. If your project doesn't align, you may need to look into another program. Funding is not available for operational costs or overheads for the core business of an organization and projects that directly contravene the eligibility and ethics framework or existing City of Sydney policies. Your application will be scored against this criteria, so you need to be thinking about how your application excels against it, and clearly address this in your application. Applications are most competitive when they demonstrate why the project is important for the city and identify the reach and impact of the project through their project plan. They and their partners provide evidence of working on similar sized projects with successful outcomes. These could be case studies, CVs of key personnel, portfolio, etc. They understand who the project is for and have experience working with that group. They have community or industry support for the project and provide letters of support as evidence of this. The project benefits the most vulnerable people in our community and ensures participation, access, and inclusion to the diverse communities that make up the city, including Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people, people with disability, people experiencing or at risk of homelessness, young people, older people, international students, culturally and linguistically diverse communities, women, people of diverse sexualities and genders, and intersex people, and low-income earners. And finally, a competitive application will understand the funding priorities and align their project to meet at least one of the priorities. Educating local businesses on Guide Dog Access Right, delivered by Guide Dogs New South Wales, was awarded $30,000 cash funding through our 2024-2025 Summer Round Business Sector Support Grant Program. The funding was for 1 year. Application delivers against increasing accessibility and support disability and inclusion. The organization has an identified expertise with guided dogs as assistance for people with low vision or blindness. And while the application could be preferred to cover all disabilities that could require assistance dogs to be more inclusive, there is a clear and focused value for that specific collective. Here are some top tips about making your application. Make sure who is applying is using an eligible ABN. Eligibility is determined by the entity type of your ABN. We want to know about your organization and the work you are doing. So provide some recent examples and key achievements of working with community in our local area. Review what has been approved before. On our website, we list the approved grants for the previous years. If you are not sure if your project would be a good fit, you can see a summary of the type of activity and how much they were approved for. That will also help you see if your project idea is unique and meets a gap from what has been previously approved. Read the grants and sponsorship guidelines. There is valuable information in the first half that could assist you in your application, including the general eligibility, exclusions and ineligibility, support for applicants, how to apply, and the application tips. Please take time to read the grant application form before you begin, as it has important information about the program and the application process, as well as detailing what documentation you need to provide. Applications need to be in by 5 p.m. on Tuesday, 11th of March, so be ready to press submit well before 5 p.m. in case anything goes wrong with the upload or mandatory questions have been missed. On the day the applications are due, the Smarty Grants system tends to become really slow with hundreds of people uploading documents at the same time. So please upload supporting documents early. You can provide additional support material relevant to your project, but other support material is optional and can include CVs of key people, letters of support from industry bodies, networks and community groups involved in the project, as well as letters confirming the involvement and role of partners. We have created a number of resources for applicants to help with their application. At the moment, there are how to write a budget and what to include in a project plan. All applicants are required to include a project plan as part of their application, or if applying for $20,000 or under, a timeline as a minimum, covering the length of the funding request. In relation to the budget, this may sound obvious, but assessors will want to see that your income table and your expenditure table match, not only by the funding amounts, but also the funding source match in both tables. Whether the funding is from the City of Sydney, another funding partner, ticket sales, or your own contribution. These resources can be found within the City of Sydney grants and sponsorship application forms. Keep an eye out for these and other resources arriving on the grants and sponsorship landing page throughout the year. Here's a reminder about the key dates. Applications are now open and applications will close at 5 p.m. on Tuesday, 11th March 2025 with no extensions given. Projects can start from 1st of July 2025 up till 30th of June 2026. The outcome of the grant will be known at the end of June 2025. It's important to remember that all requests for codes from the venues or street banner team should be submitted no later than 2 weeks before the closing date of this grant round. Some next steps for those wanting to make an application. Our application forms are online and can be found on our website. We use the Smarty Grants application platform, so you may need to set up an account, which you will be prompted to do by the system. We really encourage you to get in contact with us before applying, and the email address and phone number are listed on the slide. Applications need to be in by 5 p.m. on Tuesday, 11th of March. Please upload the supporting documents early and be ready to press submit well before 5 p.m. That brings us to the end of this information presentation. Thank you for watching.